Welcome to the timeless forgotten mystery star. The history of India is filled with countless tales of valor and bravery. Among these stories, there are some names that time has not buried under dust but still echo even today. One such name is Emperor Prithviraj Chauhan. By making Ajmer and Delhi his capitals, this young emperor left such a mark on Indian politics that the mere mention of his name made enemies tremble with fear. Prithviraj was not only a master of sword and spear but also a man of great knowledge. He was fluent in many languages, had a deep understanding of mathematics and philosophy, and his most unique skill was the art of aiming with sound-guided arrows. Without seeing, he could strike his target simply by hearing its sound. His tales of valor became so popular that even princesses of neighboring kingdoms were enchanted by his name. But history is not only about bravery. It is also filled with politics, rivalries, and betrayal. The story of Prithviraj is no different. On one hand, he had a fierce rivalry with King Jaichand of Kannauj, whose daughter Sanyogita's love story with Prithviraj still lives in folklore. On the other hand, from the west, a new threat was rising, Muhammad Ghori. Unlike other invaders who came only to plunder, Ghori's aim was to establish permanent rule in India. In the year 1191, on the battlefield of Tarain, the armies of Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori came face to face, and history turned a new page. In this war, Prithviraj's strategy and might crushed Ghori. It is said that Prithviraj defeated Ghori 16 to 17 times, sparing his life every time. But this generosity later proved disastrous, both for him and for India. One incident from his youth reveals his fearlessness. While hunting with friends, a ferocious lion attacked. His companions panicked, but young Prithviraj stood his ground unarmed. As the lion pounced, he grabbed its jaws with his bare hands and, with immense strength, tore them apart. The beast fell dead, proving that Prithviraj was born fearless, powerful, and clever. At the age of just 11, tragedy struck when his father passed away, leaving the burden of the throne on the young prince. His mother, Queen Kapuri Devi, assumed regency with the help of loyal ministers like Kadambavasa, ensuring stability. Some texts, however, claim Someshwar did not die but renounced his throne, handing it to his son before retiring to the forest. Under his mother's guidance, Prithviraj learned the art of governance, and soon the roots of the Chauhan dynasty were linked to Samba and Amer near Jaipur. King Jaichand laid the foundation of Ajmer, which later became the center of the Chauhan dynasty's power. The dynasty was founded in the 6th century by Vasudev Chauhan, and in the 11th century, a powerful ruler named Someshwar Chauhan rose from this line. Someshwar fought many battles and expanded his kingdom. When Ratha forces attacked King Anangpal Tomar of Delhi, Someshwar supported him, leading to Tomar's victory. Their friendship grew into kinship when Anangpal gave his daughter Kapuri Devi in marriage to Someshwar. Anangpal's other daughter Rupsundri married King Vijaypal of Kannauj, and from this union, Jaichand was born. In 1166, Someshwar and Kapuri Devi were blessed with a son. Astrologers predicted that this boy would grow into a great ruler and reign over vast lands. He was named Prithviraj. Since 2 kings with this name had already ruled, he became known as Prithviraj III, also called Rai Pithora. From childhood, Prithviraj showed extraordinary talent. He mastered many languages and subjects like history, mathematics, medicine, military science, and philosophy. His most famous skill was aiming arrows at targets by sound alone, with eyes closed. His unmatched archery skills, combined with mastery in sword and spear, made him unbeatable, earned the admiration of his court and people. By the age of 14, in 1180, he assumed full control as an independent ruler, beginning his journey that would echo from the throne of Delhi to the battlefield of Tarain. His first challenge was not foreign invaders but his own relatives. His cousin Nagarjuna, son of Vigraharaj IV, claimed the throne and seized the fort of Gudapura, today's Gagon. This was not just rebellion, it was a direct power struggle within the Chauhan dynasty. Prithviraj marched with a massive army and recaptured Gudapura. Chronicles say he executed Nagarjuna soldiers and displayed their heads on Ajmer's fort walls. Though Nagarjuna escaped, this victory sent a strong message. Challenging Prithviraj's rule meant certain destruction. In 1182, he crushed another rebellion by the Badana Koz tribe, securing territories of modern-day Haryana and Rajasthan. This was crucial as these lands lay en route to Delhi, which his uncle had earlier conquered. Recognizing Delhi's importance as a strategic and trade hub, Prithviraj made it his second capital and built the fort of Rai Pithora. Soon, his empire spread across Rajasthan, western Uttar Pradesh, northern Madhya Pradesh, and southern Punjab, making him the most powerful ruler of his time. His campaigns included a bloody war in 1182 against Chandel king Paramadi Dev at Mahoba, sparked by a skirmish between Chandel soldiers and Prithviraj men. The legendary generals Alha and Udal fought valiantly but were defeated, though not without inflicting heavy losses on Prithviraj's army. Meanwhile, his rivalry with King Jaichand deepened. It turned personal when Jaichand's daughter, Sanyogita, fell in love with Prithviraj after hearing tales of his bravery. Determined to marry only him, she defied her father's wishes. Enraged, Jaichand organized a grand swayamvar, inviting princes from across India, but deliberately excluded Prithviraj. To insult him further, Jaichand placed his statue at the entrance as a doorkeeper. On the day of the swayamvar, Sanyogita ignored all suitors and garlanded Prithviraj's statue. At that moment, Prithviraj, who had secretly arrived, appeared, lifted Sanyogita onto his horse, and rode away to Delhi. Despite pursuit, he succeeded in marrying her, intensifying his enmity with Jaichand. While internal rivalries weakened Indian unity, a greater threat loomed from the west. Muhammad Ghori, ruler of the Ghori dynasty, aimed to establish permanent control in India. After an initial defeat in Gujarat in 1178 by Queen Naki Devi, he turned his focus to northern India, capturing Sindh, Peshawar, Sialkot, and finally Lahore in 1186. By 1191, he struck directly at Chauhan territory, seizing the fort of Bathinda. This provocation brought the two powers face to face at Tarain in 1191. Ghori's cavalry archers relied on swift hit-and-run tactics, while Prithviraj forces, supported by mighty war elephants, excelled in direct combat. In the fierce battle, Rajput warriors and elephants crushed Ghori's lines, causing chaos. Ghori himself was gravely wounded in a clash with Govind Rai, Delhi's governor. He barely escaped the battlefield, saved by one of his soldiers. The Rajputs reclaimed Bathinda, but Prithviraj made a fateful mistake. He did not pursue the fleeing enemy and spared Ghori's life. Historians call this the Prithviraj syndrome, the Rajput code of honor that forbade striking a retreating foe. But this generosity allowed Ghori to recover, return, and seek revenge, one that would forever change the course of Indian history.